Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have with me a guest and we're going to first listen to her. But basically the conversation is going to be about living in Japan and how she's surviving as a foreigner in Japan. So I'll let her introduce herself first and then we start up with some few questions. But currently we are in Ueno Zoo. Ueno Zoo has a very interesting animals, very interesting things that we can also find over here. Uh, we're trying to get some few shots here and there, but just stay tuned and I hope you enjoy the interview. First, let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa, and I'm from Zimbabwe. Fun fact: I like ramen,
Oh wow, she loves
but
ramen.
I don't like sushi. Yeah, I don't like
Oh,
sushi.
sushi
Anything
lovers.
raw meat, I don't like.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
but I'm happy to be here. So thank you for having me.
great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you guys heard her. She doesn't like sushi, but I'm not a big fan of sushi though. But I still love sushi. I'm gonna eat it regardless, but it's not food or something I'm gonna like enjoy eating, right? So let's go straight to the question. What brought you to Japan?
I actually got a job in Japan.
Oh, okay, great. So you got a job here in Japan.
Yeah,
Can you tell us what you do? What do you do for work?
I'm actually an English teacher.
Oh, wow. She's an English teacher. I mean, she teaches English to which people? Japanese people, other foreigners. Like, what kind of people do you usually teach?
So when I started, I was teaching in public schools,
Okay.
but after some time, I then changed companies, and now I'm working for more of a private language center
Wow.
where I teach business people,
Wow.
Japanese business professionals,
Wow.
young kids, and also older people who just want to find an interesting hobby to do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. So, listening to you, my next question will probably be, how did you get a job?
Good question.
Yeah.
So actually, I found out about how a person can actually come to Asia and teach English as a foreign language.
Okay.
So I started doing my research on the internet,
Okay.
and as I did more of that, I didn't really target Japan
Oh.
at the time.
Okay.
So I was just looking at Asia as a whole. So from my research, I started looking for people from my home country who were teaching in Asia, and
Oh,
I
okay.
noticed quite a number were teaching in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah, so from there, I started going on YouTube, checking out some of their videos and how they went about finding jobs here. And I noticed that most of them were talking about gaijin pot. Yeah,
Oh, Gaijin pot.
yeah. So
Gaijin pot.
yeah, so from there, I went on the website, created my own portfolio, and that's how I started applying for the teaching jobs.
All right, all
Yeah.
right. Thank you very much. So those of you wondering what Gaijin pot is basically a website for finding jobs here in Japan. So I'm gonna leave a link to Gaijin pot to this video. You can check it in the introduction section of the video, and then you can just click on the link if you're looking for any job here in Japan. It could be teaching job, it could be non-teaching jobs, it could be professional jobs, any kind of job. I think you can easily find that on Gaijin pot. Right. How long have you been in Japan?
I've been in Japan for almost 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. Wow.
Yes.
So has it been good? What's the best part about living in Japan?
Mostly it's been good. I wouldn't say it's been perfect because there's no perfect country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
So, the best part about living in Japan, I really do love the safety, how safe it
That's
is,
true.
how efficient the transport system is,
Yeah,
and people are pretty honest here. Yeah, if
pretty
if if
much.
if they tell you something, they do keep their word.
Exactly.
So yeah, those are like my main three, and I love the food too. I enjoy the
Oh,
food. Yeah.
can you tell us a little about the food? Like, what's your favorite food so far?
I enjoy gyoza.
Gyoza. That's
Uh,
like dumplings in Chinese. They call it dumplings.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gyoza, ramen,
Ramen,
and there's this fried pork. What you
fried
call
pork.
it?
Hmm.
Is it tonkatsu? Is that
No, I've
correct?
never had fried pork. I don't think
Okay,
I've
but there's
ever.
this like very delicious fried pork that they sell, but I'm just forgetting the Japanese
Japanese
name.
name.
Yeah, but it's pretty tasty. Yeah,
Sugoi ne,
yeah.
sugoi, sugoi. So she's enjoying like her life real much in Japan. And then that brings me down to the next question. Do you have any challenges? Do you have any problems so far living in Japan?
I
Some of
would.
your biggest challenges so far. Your biggest challenge.
I would say the biggest challenge would be the language.
Oh yeah. In Japan we
Yeah.
speak Japanese, so no we they speak. I'm not Japanese, so yeah, they speak Japanese, so
Yeah.
it might be a little bit of problem. But how is it so far? Are you studying it? Do you want
Well,
to be able to speak Japanese? Like
I
yeah.
hope so.
Okay. So she wants to speak Japanese at
I
some
hope
point.
so.
But how
Yeah.
good is it? How good is the Japanese now?
Let's say it's okay.
It's okay. She's going by it.
It's
Like
okay.
it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
Right.
but I think the main challenge are the characters. They have like
Yeah.
three writing systems.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
katakana,
Katakana,
hiragana,
hiragana,
and
kanji.
kanji. Kanji
Yeah.
is like the hardest. So, but I
Yeah.
think once I mastered that, but for now I'm focusing more on what I hear people say.
Street language.
Street
That
language.
is it, guys. Street language is always the best. Street
Yeah,
language. That is
that's
how I was able to pick up some languages. Also, it's from the street. So if you're from the street, I bet you're gonna pick up some few languages too. Right.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That brings me to the next question.
Hmm.
Challenges living in Japan. So can you tell us a little bit about this? First of all, I think you spoke to us about like the language being a challenge. Um, do you have any other challenges aside the languages about social life? Like, do you enjoy living at where you live, or how is it like?
I would say social life. Sometimes it's difficult to have a social life when you're always at work.
Okay.
So I think that's the other challenge. Like it's not so easy to get in touch with your friends and hang out
Yeah.
because our off days are like on different days, and
Mm-hmm.
usually when you're off you just want to sleep and rest.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Just sleep,
so
sleep, sleep, and then continue
sleep,
next day.
sleep, yeah. So I would say sometimes the social life can be non-existent, especially
Yeah.
when you're always busy. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
another challenge.
Thank you very much. Also about your job, like, can you tell us a little bit, like, give us a little bit about how you got a job? Like, did you apply one time, or was it like something you applied several times? Yeah. Can you please tell us a little bit about it?
So once I started my application process on Gaijin Pot,
Yep.
I was lucky that I actually got a response from my first company
Oh
the
wow.
next day, right? So with that company, after they got in touch with me, apparently there's a form I had to complete.
Okay.
Then afterwards, I scheduled a group interview, and after the group interview, if you pass the orientation group interview, then you would proceed to the next level, which is the one-on-one interview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think from the point they got back to me to the point when they got back to me up to the point when I actually passed the one-on-one interview and got the job, it was a space of 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
But however, to get to Japan, because the company was sponsoring my visa, it
Yeah.
took like 3 months.
Oh, 3 months.
3 months to then fly to Japan.
To fly to Japan.
Yes.
All right. You were saying it took you a process of 3 months to get to Japan, right?
Yes.
With the work visa and all the processes that was involved.
Yes.
All right, that's very impressive. Also, I would like to also know, the viewers would also like to know, can you tell us some of the interesting things you've ever like done or found in Japan so far?
Ah, there are many actually, not just
Oh,
one.
okay.
So I would say I really do like the fact that it's a safe country,
Okay, safe country.
especially for women. You can walk any time of the night.
Oh yeah.
You're pretty safe.
Let me chip this one in. I actually made a video about working out at 2 o'clock a.m. two
Yeah.
o'clock a.m. I was like, that's my usual time also that I work out, and it was pretty much safe. Like you can do anything at all. Sorry for this, David, but yeah, let's go.
It's all right. The efficiency of the transport
Okay,
system, they're
transport system.
very efficient. It's always on time. I also like how Japanese people keep their word.
Oh,
Like
okay.
if they say something, they stick to what they've said.
Mm.
Last one would be the food. I really do enjoy the
The
food.
food.
Yeah,
Do you have any favorites?
I like ramen. I like
Ramen,
gyoza,
gyoza,
and I think tonkatsu.
tonkatsu. Yeah, I think I've
Yeah.
heard tonkatsu, but I haven't
Yeah.
tried tonkatsu before. But
Yeah.
I think it's yeah, there are more things to try. Here
Mm,
there are so many things you can try. So far I
definitely.
think I haven't tried a lot. I have just tried a few ones, which is pretty okay for me. Now, if you had a chance, right? If you had a chance to change anything about the process or about your job, what will you do, or what will you change about your job?
I would say maybe I wouldn't have quickly gone with the first offer I got.
Oh, okay. So that
Because
means there are other offers.
yeah, I mean, I should have been a bit more patient with the other job applications I'd sent out.
Okay.
So at this point, I wanted to come to Japan. So
Oh,
whichever offer I got, as long
it
as it was a
was.
job,
You just take it.
yeah. So since I went for the first offer, I wish I had been patient a bit and waited to get other offers, better
Mhm.
offers, before I just agreed to the first offer.
Wow. So that means that there are better offers out there. So your first offer shouldn't be something you should just quickly jump into, right? All
Sure.
right, great. And also, can you tell us a little bit about like how foreigners when it comes to living in Japan? Would you advise foreigners to move here permanently or temporarily? Would you advise foreigners to come to Japan to work?
Yes and no.
Okay, yes and no.
So I'm going to
Why?
start with yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should move to Japan if you're passionate about teaching English,
Okay.
because most foreigners, that's what they do here. They teach English. So as long as you can speak English to the level of a native speaker, it's easier to get such jobs.
Ooh.
But if you want to penetrate the other fields, the other industries, then you'd have to have some proficiency in Japanese. So if you cannot speak Japanese, unfortunately, the readily available jobs for you will be teaching English.
Okay.
So you need to be passionate about teaching. Okay. So yes, you should move to Japan if you're passionate about
About
teaching.
teaching.
But if you're not passionate about teaching, then before moving here, I would suggest that you learn some Japanese, and then
Oh, very
that
important.
way, yeah, that's very important. That way, at least you can explore other fields, other industries. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So the main thing is the goal. Why are you relocating to Japan? If it's for work, then you should be passionate about teaching, especially if you cannot speak any Japanese.
Okay.
But if you can speak Japanese, then good for you.
Great, 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 great. So
Yes.
speaking Japanese is a plus. It actually helps make life living in Japan very easy, right? Which is really
Yes.
good. I'm also struggling with the language a little bit. I struggle with it, but
Yeah.
if you have a translator, that is pretty okay. But then it's not gonna get you that far, right? Because you want to immerse yourself in the culture. You want to understand,
Yeah, make friends.
make friends,
Sure.
get some connections. Connections is very important. One
Mhm.
advice I also picked up, this is about connections, is that when you go to school, you're not only going to learn about book knowledge or just sit in the class and study.
Sure.
Usually, it's the connections you build from the classroom. As that when
Definitely.
people go to college, it's advised that you don't only have to pass your test or pass your exam,
True.
build connections. So as a language thing that will be very helpful, building connections and also learning language is very, very important. Thank you very much. So any last words for the viewers and the subscribers? Any Oh, also, if you're still here with us, please kindly subscribe. Click the subscribe button, click the notification button. Anytime we drop any video, you're just gonna be the first person to watch. Any words, any last words for our viewers?
I would say Japan is one of those countries you should definitely visit.
Oh, okay.
First things
Come to Japan.
first, yeah. So first things first, I would say Japan is beautiful. Like almost
Right,
any place and every place is like a tourist destination.
right,
So
right.
you definitely want to experience that. If you are a big fan of anime, this is the place
Uh,
to be.
yeah, anime
Yeah,
fans.
anime fans, this is the place to be. And the food is good. The culture, they have a very rich culture, which I do like. So yeah, the culture is really good. They're still into their traditions. They have a lot of festivals they celebrate throughout the year. Yeah, and you get to wear a kimono. Yeah,
Wow,
that's pretty
I have
cool.
never ever tried the male version before,
You
but
should try it.
okay, yeah, it's something I'll
You
be
should
looking
try
out
it.
to maybe try the male
Yeah.
version of the kimono. I think the male there's a name for it. Is it also kimono?
I'm not too sure
All
about
right, I'll check it out later.
the
But
male
yeah,
version of it.
okay, so this brings us to the end of this interview. I just hope you guys enjoyed yourself. We're also looking at to like trying new stuffs about Japan, bringing you guys the best content as much as possible. So this is the channel Watashi no Michi. Anytime, anything about Japan, we're just into Japan stuff and also about fitness. Fitness is very important. I also do fitness videos and then I also post content about Japan. Please stay there. Please subscribe and leave a comment if you have any. Kindly share and then yeah to your loved ones, your family, your friends, anything about Japan. It will be interesting to have you around. Please stay tuned for the next video. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right.